The purpose of this video is to explain the panel parameter options available in the PCC configuration utility. The first step is to run the Pcc application. Once it's running, before editing a confirmation is required that configuration created applies to regional safety regulations and you are aware of the potential risks. Confirm this window by clicking OK. Now start from opening your site project or creating a new one. Enter a project name and confirm with OK. Then open the selected project. First, you must define the type of panel that will be used. If it is to be assigned to ID 1, then add it to the first position. Now make sure you are working in the proper regional mode. Go to Regional Settings and select the correct one. The default is EN54. Then click on the Added Panels icon and expand it. All the panel parameters are shown on the right-hand side of the screen. The first option is the panel ID number. The second is the panel name. This name will be shown on the second line of the panel display. The first line contains the project name. A panel type is the selection of what type of panel is being used. There are many variants, starting from single loop through repeaters to evacuation panels. The important thing is that the type you choose matches your panel. The panel version is the firmware revision of the panel. When you connect to the panel, its version is checked, so you should correct it if a mismatch message appears. If your panel has been converted to the 900 series protocol using the USB dongle pack, then the protocol of the panel will change as well as the devices used in the configuration. If the network capacity has also been changed with a USB dongle pack, then the network size will also be extended. If an additional loop expansion card has been mounted in the panel, the number of loops will change to 4 instead of 2. The revision is the number of changes that have been made to the panel and written into it. The language is the menu language that the panel will run in. The password allows to lock the PCC configuration to prevent unauthorized access to the panel. It's recommended to change this password from the default value. Secure access, select No if you want the panel to automatically pre-fill the last entered username and password for login. Or set to Yes, if these are to be entered each time user logs in. Resound Sounders allows you to set up the panel will automatically resound the sounders if a new zone in alarm is detected while the panel has been silenced. Resound Sounders by device, select Yes if you want the panel automatically resound sounders if any new device in the same zone detects an alarm after silencing. In the 24-volt auxiliary options you can select whether the 24-volt output should be deactivated temporarily in case of reset or permanently when mains power is lost. The fault notifications control if any earth or battery fault is to be reported by the panel. The buzzer options allows you to define when the panel buzzer should be operating on fire, faults or conditions. General delays contain several delay options. The first is the investigation mode. You need to select here a type of delay for an investigation on site in case of fire alarm. All subsequent options are the result of the previous choice. For the max acknowledge time it's required to type the timeout period for the investigation. If the alarm is acknowledged during this timeout, then sounders or fire routing delays process as configured. If alarm is not acknowledged, then these are activated when the investigation time elapses. For both of the extended types, the defined extended fire routing delay becomes active only when alarm is acknowledged during the configured fire routing delay. Otherwise it proceeds with a normal delay. The next option allows the delay to be set before a user can silence the site sounders. The last option configures the second stage alarm delay for the loop sounders with a warning tone requirements. The warning delay should be configured separately if necessary. The self-test allows you to decide if the panel will self-test the detection devices by selecting Yes or No option. The loop sounders can be also included in the self-test, however this feature is not applicable in Aritech protocol. For others like Zyton, the loop sounders emit a quick, low-volume sound. The last two options define when the test can start and when the report should be presented. In fire routing pulse you may configure, in milliseconds, the fire routing output pulse time. for external receivers that require pulsed activation. By default, this output works in continuous mode. Be aware this option is not available for panels that do not include fire routing controls. Service mode timeout configures a timeout value in minutes for service mode. In this mode, panel indicates and logs events but does not activate the corresponding output. The alarm format changes the alarm reporting to the German VDS standard. Then every fire alarm will be indicated by the zone and the point number of the device in that zone. This option should be left as standard except for panels operating in VDS 2540 regional mode. The external power supply unit option is for an additional larger power supply that is monitored by the panel. The last group of options allow to configure additional date and time settings, including simple network time protocol, daylight saving, and time zone. If panel uses an Ethernet, the time and date can be kept correct thanks to the connection with SNTP server. It can also be set to update all other panels on the FireNet network. In the GMT zone, a proper time zone can be selected, as well as when the time and date should be synchronized with SNTP server. The very last option is enabling the automated updates for European Daylight Saving Time.